Hey guys, this is EJ Holland with the Wolverine.com, and Michigan is coming off another win on the recruiting trail. But before we dive into the newest member of the 2023 Michigan recruiting class, I want to encourage you guys to sign up for the Wolverine. Right now, just head over to the Wolverine.com, click the $10 special. That's $10 until next football season. That gives you premium access to insider recruiting information, team information, basketball recruiting, and a great message board community, the Fort, all at thewolverine.com for $10 until August of 2023. All right, guys, so just hours after Michigan took down rival Ohio State in Columbus, three-star Cincinnati Winton Woods cornerback Cameron Calhoun gave the Wolverines a verbal pledge. It was one of those deals where it looked like Michigan was turning the corner after his unofficial visit for the weekend against Illinois, and then the win over Ohio State pushed him over the edge, and he committed actually on the spot. While he didn't have an offer from Ohio State, he was at Ohio State as a recruit of the Buckeyes, which was interesting. And it's making the rounds on social media, but Calhoun, while wearing his little Ohio State badge, was on the field celebrating with the Michigan players. Then he announced his commitment shortly after that. So you're already seeing the effects of the Michigan win over Ohio State leading to some commitment here with Cameron Calhoun. And like I said, the tide started to turn a little bit on his weekend visit for the game against Illinois. Calhoun's actually a newer offer. He was previously committed to Cincinnati, and he decommitted from Cincinnati while on an official visit to Kentucky. One of the On3 Kentucky writers put in a prediction for the Wildcats to land him, and it looked like Kentucky had all the momentum in the world. In fact, I was pretty pessimistic over at the Wolverine just because it looked like Kentucky was full steam ahead and was getting ready to land Calhoun. But Michigan co-defensive coordinator and area recruiter and cornerbacks coach Steve Clinkscale did a tremendous job in this recruitment, getting Calhoun to settle down. Calhoun got off the visit high from Kentucky, scheduled an unofficial visit to Michigan just literally days after the official visit to Kentucky, and then made it in for the game against Illinois. He had a great time in the big house. He really connected well with the Michigan staff, and obviously Michigan is a superior program than Kentucky. The Wolverines are winning on the field. He was really impressed with the defensive effort, so even though the game was close, the defense played really well. He really liked the way the secondary played as well under Steve Clinkscale. He loves Clinkscale's track record of developing guys and getting them to the next level and maximizing their potential. And like I said, Clink's the area recruiter. He's also an Ohio native, so I think he did a great job of connecting well with Calhoun. And Clink, who was previously, I guess ironically, at Kentucky before his move over to Michigan, has always recruited Ohio really, really well. He did a tremendous job of getting Ohio players over to Kentucky, and now he's making it a mission to get Ohio players over to Michigan. And Michigan hasn't recruited Ohio really well over the last few cycles. In fact, since I've been on the Michigan beat, and this is already going to be my fourth cycle or whatever, fourth or fifth maybe at this point, I don't know. I mean, the only Ohio kid they've really landed is Rod Moore. So this cycle, they now have two on board. Breon Ishmael committed a day before Calhoun jumped on board. So, again, Clinkscale really making it a priority to build a bridge to Ohio. And they're in the lead for two other Ohio prospects this cycle as well, in DeJuan Waller, a three-star cornerback, and Jason Hewlett, a three-star linebacker. So you could see more success in Ohio. Of those four, I actually like Calhoun the best. I think out of all of those guys, Calhoun has the safest floor. I think the other three are really low floor, high ceiling, boomer bust type prospects. I think Calhoun is a really safe take. In fact, I've been high on Calhoun since April. He really impressed me with his performance at the Under Armour camp in Ohio. So it was the Midwest Regional, and he was named defensive back MVP over some other highly touted defensive back prospects that attended the camp. Some of the best across the Midwest were there, and it was Calhoun that stood out above the rest. I included him in my story on Michigan, or on recruits that Michigan should offer from the camp. So again, I came away really impressed with him. He's a kid that's listed as 5'11", 167 pounds, but his on 3. But his height and weight have been kind of all over the place. I think I've seen him listed as tall as 6'2", as short as 5'11" flat, and weighing as much as 185 pounds and as low as 165 pounds. So obviously a lot of gaps there between height and weight. From what I remember, I think Calhoun was right at about 6 foot. 175, maybe 180 pounds at the most, but decent height there at 6 feet, decent length too. He's not a really great athlete. I know speed was a question mark for some of the bigger schools that were monitoring him but didn't offer, but he's just a really good cover corner. He's really patient. He has great feet. He uses the length he does have to his advantage. He gets physical. He was physical throughout the camp. He covered some of the best wide receivers in the Midwest and completely shut them down. So he's just a really technically savvy corner that I think has a great football IQ, really understands the game, understands what wide receivers are trying to do, what the opposing offense is trying to do. And I just really like his game overall. Yeah, he's not, the super athlete that maybe Jair Hill is, but he would be a great complement to a guy like Hill. So I think it's a really good win for Calhoun. Again, he's not rated super high, ranked as the number 50th cornerback in the country, number 481 overall prospect nationally per the On3 consensus. But I would grade him as a high 3-star, low 4-star type of prospect. I think he could be another gem out of Ohio in the same mold as Rod Moore. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the Cameron Calhoun breakdown. For more Michigan recruiting intel, make sure to take advantage of that $10 deal. That's $10 at thewolverine.com until next football season. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is completely free. Like this video. It helps with the algorithm. And I will see you guys next time.